Yeah, that's beautiful. And all right, so that's good. That's good. All right, you guys all set?
Yep.
Yep.
All right, and we are live. All right,
What's
what's
going
going
on?
on? Welcome to Fireside Gamer Stories. I'm your host, Commando FGW, starring my favorite dude in the world, BKB, out here. And we have a
That's
special
good.
guest today. Uh, Mateo, introduce yourself.
What's going on, guys? My name's Matthew Salinas, but I also go by Carnage. Carnage Reigns. A little bit. I've changed the name after a while. But what's going on? How's it going, guys?
Fantastic, fantastic. Yeah, I know you as Carnage. That's the way I was introduced to you. Um,
Let's start actually with that. What's up with Carnage?
So the
what is
back,
this? Yeah.
the back. So the backstory, because I've always been a huge Marvel fan. I've always been obsessed with them. My first ever superhero that I ever fell in love with was Spider Man, and one of my favorite villains is Carnage. And I was like, you know what? And it kind of like and like I'm kind of crazy when it comes to games and stuff. So I'm like, oh, you know, they kind of fits.
that makes sense. Yeah, no, see, and
Yeah.
like that's I
I like it.
assumed that much is that it came from Carnage, but I was like, I mean, I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, but I don't know how many people care about Spider-Man that much.
Um, a lot.
You did a lot.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man is a
Well,
very. I mean, I'm from New York,
I was gonna
so
say, well, yeah, you're from New
I
York
see him
still.
fly every day, bro, from roof to roof, man.
I was gonna say that makes a lot more sense for you. You're like, wait, Spider
I
Man, like
mean,
that's my
imagine, bro.
hero.
I wish, man. I only wish. Imagine if we did have a real Spider-Man.
Man, we need some of them. We need a hero these days, right?
Yep.
You
But
know,
yeah,
if
just
I've
okay.
always answered that. I've gotten the question like couple times. I'm like, the people are like, "Oh, what would be your superpower if you were ever a superhero?" I'm like, my answer is always the same: Spider Man, specifically Spider Man powers.
Oh,
Um,
like web slinging.
debatable.
Because
Yeah,
I was
like
like,
who
I
could
don't
do the
know.
web sling, right?
Yeah, just being able to be like free in the air and stuff is like I think that would be cool as
That's a
shit.
tough choice.
I mean, but
BK, what do you
there's
think?
many, man. There's like Magneto, Storm. Magneto can just fly without using webs. You know,
I was
that
gonna
sounds
say, I was
more
like, yo,
easy.
BK, if you had to choose, what would be your power if you had to choose one?
It's easiest answer in the world. It's
Easiest.
also my most favorite, uh, favorite comics. The Flash, bro. I can
Speed.
Oh,
travel
that's a
in
good one. That's a
past,
good
in
one.
future. I can zoom. I can change shit, bro. I can do
That's true.
anything, bro.
I never. Okay, that's a good one.
Bro,
That's actually a
I
really good
see
one.
I see my baby girl falling from the couch. I'd be like zoom and I save
Pick her
her.
up real quick. That's probably the most useful power. I'll give you that.
That's the thing. But again, if we dig deeper, right, then there's Doctor Strange, right? So we can dig as deep as we can, but I think Flash is
Yeah.
fair enough.
Speed
Flash
is a
is,
good
I
one.
think,
Speed is a good
yeah,
one.
I think with Spidey, it's like you limit yourself, you know, you have a limited potential, let's say,
But I
because you
will
know,
say, I will say this: if I had to have a second option, because since I we actually touched on this topic, since
Carnage.
I watch a lot of One Piece, I would actually probably go with Luffy's powers from One Piece,
The
either
stretchy.
double fruited.
Well, he
That's
has different forms as well, right? So he's
Yeah.
like
okay.
overpowered.
I did
Okay,
not watch
then
One Piece.
I'm going for the guy that's from solo leveling. That guy.
Just
Oh,
the
that's a good
aura
one.
farming.
Yeah, Necro Army. I can do anything what I want. It's whatever. No limits.
That is ridiculous. Yeah, no, I never really thought about it. I always thought like invisibility was a good one. But now you
That's
guys
a
brought
good.
up some really good points. I was like, maybe invisibility is
Yeah.
not like useful.
Yeah. I mean it is, but again, like for example, if you use flash, right? If you run on speed of light, like you are invisible. So
Yep, no one's seeing
regular,
you. I was
regular,
like, I think you
regular
maybe switched my
human,
answer.
a regular NPC.
So yeah, no, that's a good way to start the conversation. But yeah, if you guys don't already know, those of you tuning in, we are live on YouTube. This is the Fireside Podcast. We just sit around, talk to some average people, and kind of get a feel on their stories and what they're about. All while diving into gaming, anime, as you guys can see, and just different pop culture in today's world. So, uh, I did want to start. Well, I mean, we already technically
Well,
started.
let me interrupt you. You said average. Are we average people?
Hey,
We're
I'm
normal
very,
people. We're
very
normal
rich.
people.
We are. I'm just messing around.
We
We're
may
just
be cool.
we're regular people, but as long as we're not NPCs. When you reach the NPC status, then it's GG, my friend.
Yes, we are definitely above NPC life. That much is true. That much is very true. we're
Yep.
we're okay. So we're above average.
Exactly. Above average sounds better, man. Sounds better. Six sounds better than five.
Right? True, true. Uh, so yeah, Carnage. So I've known you for some time. I've been seeing you grow as a person, but recently I saw that you were working with a wrestling organization. Did you want to tell us a little bit about that?
So that's actually a really good topic. Uh, like this year for me has not really been the greatest. I mentally, but and I think like mid September, I believe it was. I went because I go to a lot of wrestling shows that are here in San Antonio. If y'all don't know, I'm from San Antonio, Texas. Um, and there's a lot of wrestling promotions that I go to, and one I'm gonna give them a shout out. I went to this
Yeah.
one show by this company called EBW Elite Breakout Wrestling, and they're amazing, And well, right after the first show that I ever went to from them, I got to talking with with one of the promote with a promoter, and I let him know. I was like, hey, I have some experience in filming. Maybe I could film some matches for y'all. And we got to talking, and then the next event, which was actually their version of the Royal Rumble, which is
Okay.
called Battle Zone. That was my first ever event. I actually have some pictures of it. It is all over my TikTok.
Heck yeah.
I was even able to do my own entrance, which I thought was the greatest thing ever. I even added some music later on. But no,
Wow.
it has been a lifelong dream of mine, because I've always been a wrestling fan since I was like I think 4 years old, and like my dream was to either become a wrestler or work with a wrestling company in any aspect of the form. So since I had surgeries growing up, so I could never really pursue like professional wrestling.
Yeah.
But I was like, what? I still want to somehow work with a wrestling company in some aspect. Like I said, So when this opportunity came, it came at the perfect time, and I was like, what? I love this. I love that I get to do this, and I've gotten to talk to the wrestlers. It's been all the wrestlers there are amazing. I've a lot of them are really nice. They've told me, hey, we really appreciate the you doing this for us. Filming our matches and stuff, you know, and I've gotten to help set up the ring, take down the ring. And I even talked to one of the guys there, and they said that I could like learn some basic wrestling. So who
Oh,
knows? Maybe in the future you'll see me in the ring in some
that would
aspect
be
of.
cool.
Yo, there are no limits, man.
Yeah,
That's for sure, man. That there are no limits. If
That's
you have a
amazing.
chance, yeah, that's more than amazing, man. Whenever
yeah,
you have a if you have a chance to pursue what you said you dreamed of, then I mean, there's no discussion, man. Just gotta
Yeah,
lock it
right. Go
in and
for
go
it.
all in, man.
yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that just sounds crazy.
Yeah, no.
And
See, and that's
owed a lot to the promoter for even taking a chance on me with this, you know,
But that's the best.
because
That's how you do it. That's
That
honestly, you just
that's
go,
what it
you know.
yeah,
takes. Yeah, that's what it takes. You liking someone, you being passionate about something since whatever the day one is for you, and then you actually take an action and step out and go to an event, and you take another action. You speak to someone, you speak up, which in this case, in your case, was a promoter. Whether it be lucky or right time or right place, it does not
yeah,
matter. This happens to every second person or third, maybe fourth. But when it happens, it's just like I don't know. It's me, right? We all have our own opinions, but for me, it's like a sign. It's
Yeah.
like
yeah,
it's like a click, and you cannot let it go. So just saying good luck with that, whatever that is, and if you can pursue it and latch on it, go for it.
Yeah.
You could build a legacy, your own name,
yeah.
your own character.
And
Kids would
True.
look your own toys, man. My kids might buy your toys.
it's actually funny because I actually have my own name picked out. Funny
Yeah.
enough,
Yeah. What's your
I
wrestling name?
Matthew Chase, and my slogan
Chase.
is my son Cheesy. Let the chase begin.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
mean, hey, sweet, straight to the point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Like.
that is awesome. That is great. So no, and like that's a good thing to touch on. Just like you were saying, Arthur, that like it is like it's great to have a passion for something, and then you went and like you saw an opportunity to talk to somebody, and you went for it, and like look how that unfolded. Like you got to
yeah,
film. We might be seeing you in the ring sometime soon now. Like that's a pretty amazing feat, honestly. That is great.
yeah.
Speaking of, since you said earlier, you've been into wrestling for a long time. Uh, as far as gaming, what would be your all-time like your favorite wrestling game then?
Oh, no, that's a good one. Here Comes the Pain. Here Comes the Pain was the first
Here comes the
wrestling game I
pain.
ever played. It is still to this day one of my all-time favorite wrestling games. That one and the SmackDown versus Raw games, of course. I still play I
Those are
still
good
play
ones.
wrestling games here and there.
Okay, I actually never heard "Here Comes the Pain." What system is that on?
It was on the PlayStation, the original PlayStation, or PlayStation 2. I can't remember which console it
Okay,
was.
I was like, all right, that's a good callback. I was like, yeah, that one sounds like an older one.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I was like, I definitely. It's funny. I like the only wrestling game I really got into was Def Jam Fight for New York. I know it's
Yeah,
not real
that
wrestling,
was one of my favorite
but
games growing up too.
I had a really good time having rappers beat the crap out of each other. I thought that was real fun. VK, did you play any wrestling games growing up?
That's why I was just about to say, guys, I am from Europe. Wrestling is non-existent. It do not
What?
exist.
Seriously?
Yeah, for real.
There's no
Like the
wrestling?
whole, I mean, there is, but it's so unpopular that it's not even a topic. Like here, it's like a
Oh.
big thing, right? People grew up with it. It's like WWE, right? Like a whole
Yeah.
community,
Uh,
idols. You have toys. I went to Comic Con. There were like literally booths with pro ex wrestlers, right?
Yep. It's
And
a
I
huge
see
thing.
lines of people, and for me, it's like I cannot relate. That's why you guys are talking about it, and I'm carefully listening. But yeah, for me, it's just I've only seen when I was a little clips on YouTube, right? And I was like,
Okay.
this can't be this can't be real, right? And when I grew up, I found out it's not real, but some parts are. Some
Yeah,
parts
I was
are,
gonna
right?
say that was gonna be one of my
I
questions because I think everyone had that one point in life where everyone thought it was real, but then like what like there's always some age like my for me it was like I think I was like 14 when like my family was just like, dude, you're into wrestling, you know it's fake, right? And I was like, no, it's not. And then I found out they were actors and stuff. I was like, no way, I thought it was real.
But there
let me
are.
tell you
Yeah, go
something.
ahead.
So so yes, it's it's scripted. I found that out like later in like my life. I thought for the longest time it was you know real, but then I found out it was scripted. But let me tell you, not all of it is fake. A lot of these wrestlers, they take serious bumps. I have seen it firsthand. It is brutal. I've seen it at these wrestling shows. These guys actually like they sometimes they actually do hurt each other.
Yes, yes.
No, 100%. Like even what was the guy's name? He was also at the Comic Con. Shout out to Comic Con, one of the best times I've had. Just
Dude,
holy. But this
great
guy from
time.
the Karate Kid. Uh, Give me a second.
From
All
the
right,
Karate
let me
Kid?
look it up. Yeah, he was. He started started wrestling. Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai.
Cobra
He
Kai.
started. Yeah, I love Cobra Kai. I've seen everything. He started
I'm really
wrestling.
into that.
Not so long time ago. I think. Let me see. What is his name? I apologize for any delays.
No, you're
Second,
good.
but
I didn't
but the
even know there
idea,
was a wrestler.
but yeah, yeah, yeah. But the idea is that basically what happened is he told a story where they used the barbed wire, and you can't fake that. Like
Yeah.
he literally shoved it into his face, and he had blood coming out. You can't fake that, you know.
Yeah,
It
you
is
can't really fake like
brutal.
cuts.
That's crazy brutal, and also the fact that even when you see them jumping, like let's say they jump off the ropes on the table, right? It is an entertainment, but it doesn't take away from their hard work they put in, because at the same time when they do this, anything can happen if they do it wrong, and even when they
True.
do it correctly, they still take that damage, bro. Still take that HP down,
Yeah.
bro. They still heard that, pain.
That is a
They
very
they
good point.
they really do put a lot of like work into this. Like I've seen the behind the scenes stuff, like, and I see how much the love that like these wrestlers have for this, for like professional wrestling is like the craziest thing I've I've seen. I was like, man, you know, they, just how do I put this? The heart that they put into it, but also their bodies. It is not for the faint of heart, you know. And like any wrestler out there, like any wrestling fan out there knows that no matter whether we know it's like no the fact that we know it's fake or whatever, it's still the love that we have for it that means that is a bigger than anything else, you know.
Yeah,
That's how I've always seen it.
yeah. Also, shout out to people who have tragically passed away. Again, that proves again
Yeah.
how serious it is.
This is true.
There's been numerous tragical occasions when things go a little bit south. But go back to the person from Cobra Kai.
Oh, you found
He
him?
is Paul Walter Hauser. He actually is a wrestler now.
Oh,
I
Oh
don't think.
yes, yes he
Yeah,
is.
yeah, exactly.
that's cool.
And
So wait, he
again,
became a wrestler after Cobra Kai. He was like, I want to.
I think his wrestling career started before already, but
Okay.
it's not a real one. But he got more into it after Cobra Kai, so
Nice.
he most likely will go full time. He has already some he had some already,
Like a good
performances.
following.
I'm not sure. Yeah,
I've actually seen some of his clips on YouTube, and like his deathmatch stuff is off the charts. If
yeah,
you
yeah.
ever have the chance to go check it out, it is. I've seen his matches. His death matches are some of the sickest death matches ever. They're
Really?
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I never actually. So I never actually. Like, I used to watch it. Like obviously when I was a kid, like with my family and stuff. But once I got older, I never actually like watched. Like I've never seen a real wrestling match before.
Yeah.
So I mean, it seems exciting. It seems really exhilarating. The crowd's really about it. Like, so you actually been to a. You said you've been to a show. How does it feel being like actually in the crowd and like seeing it firsthand?
and like at these local shows, even though it's like not as big as like a crowd as like you'll see at like WWE and stuff, these crowds get pretty loud. There was the show that happened in I think October. That show, it was their version of WrestleMania.
Okay.
The main event got everybody absolutely crazy. The crowd was going wild and like it was just off the charts. It's one thing to see it on TV, but to be there in person at these shows, I honestly get goosebumps when I'm there at the shows because just how like crazy it is to like hear the crowd and not only see that, seeing the action up close. It's another thing that you just like whoa, like damn. And then like you see them like hitting each other. I'm just like yeah, no,
Losing your mind.
it's insane.
Okay,
The
all right.
energy must be crazy too, you know.
I know. I
Yeah,
can't
no,
imagine how nuts it is. Being in the
Yeah,
crowd or in that ring is wild work.
yeah.
Jeez, my cat is
It's
bugging
always
out.
it's always about energy, man. Even talking about esports, right, or games. Like if just now I stayed up to 7 a.m. because I had to root for my friend Yekindar. Shout out to Yekindar. They beat Falcons in grand finals 3-1.
Wow.
Yeah, they won three tournaments in a row. I think one of them was even a major. And why I'm saying that is because it was insane how packed it was. I don't remember. I didn't
Like the
check the
crowd?
numbers, but yes, every single seat was taken, and we're talking about a big ass stadium. I mean, it's
Dang.
normal. Like League Worlds, Dota International, it's always packed. But I'm just saying the energy, though. The energy. I was, let's say like somewhere like South America,
Yeah.
those fans go crazy. Like they have flags, they singing songs at the esports event, like crazy, crazy. I've seen smoke in the arena, like it's crazy. But but but, but China didn't disappoint. It was crazy to see how hyped they were. They were on their
yeah.
feet, and it was I don't know.
Well, you could
And
definitely tell us an electrifying time for sure.
yeah,
Like,
and even being outside, why I'm saying that is being even outside of the screen, you can feel the energy. It makes the whole thing entertaining. You're even sitting behind the screen, right? And you're like, oh, because like
it's true.
if it was quiet, yeah, it was quiet, low energy, you wouldn't match it
It
even
wouldn't really
behind the
matter.
screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying how important it is, and what is better place than get that energy in something. If I think about it logically, where it's better to get it than wrestling, because it has so many of these moments where it's like oh boom, and then it's like "Ah," type shit. So yeah, it's really cool. Makes me want to get actually into it. Not gonna lie.
And
Yeah.
going going into esports, like I used to watch a lot of Call of Duty esports. I was one of those people that used to love sitting down watching, Phase, Optic. I back then it was I used to be a big fan of Team Caliber back when
Okay.
that was a thing. If you know, um,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I used to love watching Call of Duty esports. That was like I always got like goosebumps seeing like the grand finals or like just the crazy matches in general.
Yeah, yeah, the clutch moments. It's always been about the clutch moments. But
Yeah,
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. When you actually think about wrestling, right? The clutch moments are so many and very, they occur like consistently. Like every
Yes.
5 seconds, there's gonna be a cultivating moment.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Very true. And I mean, I guess that's what's so perfect about like because it's all entertainment at the end of the day. Whether you're on stage for esports, whether you're beating someone flying off the top rope, like it's all for the entertainment of the crowd, and you can tell like you're doing a good job when the crowd is super pumped up and like excited to come and see it, whether it's in person or like you said, even like getting hype watching it from like your own home. and you still feel that, like that's how you know they're doing a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, facts. That is true.
So one of the things I normally ask, because like since I know this is a new path for you that you're traveling doing this wrestling thing, what would you? I know, like I said, I know you're just starting, but what would you recommend, like an advice for someone that would want to start, being a part of wrestling?
Um, all I can like really put yourself out there. Go to these shows. Like if you somehow like come across that there's a local wrestling show, go to them. And then like if you want to get involved, in any aspect, to try to find the promoter or like anybody that works like behind the scenes and be like, hey, because this is how I did it. I went up to them. I was like, hey, I have some experience in filming, and like recording because I recorded a couple music videos for some friends,
Oh.
and I was like, hey, I want to do this, you know, is there any way I can get into it? And they're like, yeah, so it's all about really just putting yourself out there, and that's coming a lot for me because I'm like I used to be like a very outgoing person, like a really extrovert, but I over the years I've become an introvert in a sense. um so I kind of get shy sometimes, so it's
Okay.
kind of hard for me to talk to people at times like out in public and everything. And yeah,
But
no,
you
but
did good.
yeah.
I was like, you stepped out of your comfort zone. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, just gotta
that's
take
all
that.
it is,
Yeah, yeah, just gotta take action. Like it's like people talk about manifesting, right? Like you can sit
Yes.
home and pray for one or two things, right? But then in reality, if you don't take that step outside, or and like if you don't do anything, nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah,
There
it's not
needs
gonna
to
come
be
out of
that.
thin air.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree. I remember hearing that all the time. Like, yeah, you can just manifest your dreams, and I'm like, no, you do got to do some hard work.
Nah.
You do got to go. You got to do the
Yeah.
footwork in order to make that happen.
Yeah, it's not a Disney World, let's say that.
Yeah, you can't just wish upon a
So,
star and it just come to your way.
I mean,
I
I
wish it was
mean,
like that.
Don't
yeah,
get, yeah.
I
Oh,
mean,
a hundred percent.
a lot of people do still live in the. I mean, I mean not a lot, but like a shit ton people live in Disney World, Um, but yeah,
You're right.
it's
Dang, that is
it's
hilarious.
okay. I blame social media.
For
Sorry,
making
guys.
people think things are
I
easy.
had to put my phone on the charger, so I was
Oh,
just trying
you're
to adjust
good.
it.
No, that actually works out perfectly. Um, I noticed that you said something like you've done. So you've also done film work, like video work.
Yeah. So yeah, cause I have friends. I have friends who do music, and like usually when they don't really have anybody else to film, I was like, oh, you know what? I could record, and I'm
Okay.
like, I would get some good angles, but I feel like sometimes I'd be like, oh, kind of mess up a little bit. But they're like, no, no, it came out good. So I have some experience in videography, but not enough to be like, oh,
Nice.
I'm a videographer.
Okay, I mean, hey, you gotta start somewhere, right? Like,
Yeah,
that's the best part. Like, if you have some stuff, like, definitely like be proud of it. Be proud of it. Whether you know in your head if you messed it up or not, but like to other people, like that's one of the things I always tell people when it comes to like content creation. Like, just post it. Like, it's in your head. It's
yeah,
probably never gonna come out perfect, but same time, that thing that you don't think is perfect is probably exactly what someone wanted to see. You know what I mean? Like that's
But
that's like their excitement.
but you have to have a specific. It's not like you don't have to have a niche, but you have to have like a goal or a vision. It's not like you can just take the phone and I'll post myself, I don't know, doing a TikTok that is trending, Like you can do
yeah,
that, but you still like it has to be something within, what you want to follow, your passion, what
Has
you're
to be authentic.
interested in, yeah, what do you know, what do you have knowledge about, what you
Hmm.
know, whatever it is, it just again, it's similar to the same thing. Like you can't manifest nothing without taking an action. And here as well, you can make content, but it has to make sense.
Yeah, it has
It
to be.
Yeah.
can't
It has
just
to be.
be
It has to at least mean something to you. Like that's why
yeah,
I said I was
yeah,
like, it doesn't have to be
exactly.
perfect, but it does have to be authentic.
Yeah, and then slowly, of course, surely, but video after video, you improve it. You know, if you don't have anyone doing it for you, like editing videos, etc. But
Yeah.
yeah, if you do, yeah, so.
Yeah,
But
definitely one of
again,
the things.
not to discourage anyone, but please do note the times have changed. We live in 2025. Every second person is a content creator. Every second person is a
Mhm.
live streamer. Every second person is a rapper, your favorite rapper, you know,
Yeah,
whatever, man. Like so the times have changed. That's
this is
why
true.
I'm saying it doesn't have to be a niche, but if you have a niche, that's a big plus. Because
Yeah.
nowadays that is something that separates a successful content with just a trashy brainwash
Well, hey,
content.
look at some of these famous people, or some of these people that got big. Some of their stuff is cringy, but it's purposely cringy, because like they
Yeah,
find their
but it's a
niche.
niche.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
find their
exactly.
niche.
It's like my daughter. She watches these spunkies, right? And it's like you can make these spunkies on Paint, and it takes you 10 minutes to make it. But someone did it, where it's like seven different, eight
Yeah.
colors of same similar toys, and they can turn into scary toys. But those toys have
Huh.
each toy has each sound, and you can play it online where you put one toy, one spunky, it makes a sound. Then you put another one, it makes a beat together already. And you put the third one, and then you go to the next
What?
phase where they turn into scary. I'm telling you, it's like it's so brain dead, brain rot. I'm telling you,
It's
go on
so
YouTube.
brain rot.
It has 10 millions and millions views. Like Trump says, millions and millions and billions of views,
Doesn't
bro.
make
I'm
sense.
telling
Yep.
you. It does not, but it makes because kids like this, and this guy figured it out.
He figured it
It's
out.
it's a, yeah, it's like with the same thing. Okay, it's not similar because the Spunkies were targeted towards like kids, but
Okay.
Labubu is a different story.
Oh
Labubu only
God, the
became big,
Labubus.
yeah,
Oh,
I don't know how
because
people like it. I don't get it.
I'm
I don't get
I'm
it
telling
either.
you, it's again brainwash. It's society. Blame media, social media, whatever. But it will only the no one knew about Labubus until Rihanna had a bag, and the bag had a Labubu on.
That's how it
That's the
started.
only reason. Yes, that's
I
how
did not
the
know
reason
that.
why it
I did
started.
not know
Yeah,
that.
now you know.
I
That's
didn't know
Now,
crazy.
yeah, there you go. That's
Now
the
people are
only
doing
reason why it
unboxings and
blew
stuff
up.
for them and like different
Yes,
colors. And I'm like, wait,
bro. I was in the subway with three people, two girls and one guy. And yeah, and they were like 1, 2, 3, and they were like full subway, and they're like 1, 2, 3, and they're all open it, and they're like, oh, look at it, the eyes are so cute.
oh my
I'm like,
God.
yeah, and
I,
I'm
I
like,
don't get it either,
yeah,
man.
but again, it is called an influence. It is an influence. Makes them feel good
Because they're
about them. It
terrifying.
makes them feel well. Again, there's some people that collect them, right? So it makes them feel good about
Yeah.
collecting them. But regardless, at the end of the day, it's all influence, man. You know,
That's
if
ridiculous.
yeah,
That's so funny.
that's how this world
Yeah,
that's
Labubus
how
are
this
the
world
adult
works.
version of like of like a brain
Yeah,
rot
adult
thing.
version of Spunkies, adult
A
version of
spunky.
Spunkies. Yeah, but yeah, back to the topic. I'm just saying, yeah, there has to be preferably a niche because nowadays the content everywhere, even the businesses, right? It's oversaturated.
Oh yeah.
I play Riftbound. I wanna make a custom playmat. And booms, there's like already like 10 businesses that offer you that, and I'm
Oh
like,
yeah,
Yeah.
because
damn,
people
that's a.
jump on it.
But before that, I'm like, I didn't know this. My first ECG, I'm like, damn, hey, maybe I should do it. Maybe I should make a cool website and sell like custom playmats, print them out, and ship them and
That would
make
be cool.
profit. And then I Google, hundreds of people have already done it. and this is the problem, right? That's what I'm saying. It's oversaturated with the content and businesses and everything. So for
Yeah, you gotta
your
stand out.
for
You gotta stand out.
yeah, your road to success is niche, niche category, and also obviously authenticity. I think that those two are the key
I,
That's the main
I
factors.
one. And I will say
I started
consistency.
I started slowly getting into like TikTok content creation. Like I started like Commando. I don't know if you've seen my TikToks, my
I
stupid
feel like I
little
have. I feel like
gaming
I've definitely
clips.
run across to them. Like, and
Yeah,
hey, that's how it starts, you know.
yeah,
Like one
and
of the
like
things I always
the
say is
clips I
like,
post.
sorry, go ahead, go
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
ahead.
Uh,
Jinx.
In tune, bro.
the,
In tune.
the clips I post, like they're kind of just like ones like, oh, this would be a really funny clip to post, and then like I'm like, oh, like maybe like I should like add some like add some music to it. And I'll add like little like funny little sound on it and everything, and then like there's some that are unedited that I just post. I'm just like, oh, this already is funny as it
Just the
is,
way
so
it
I'm just
is.
gonna leave it the way it is and just
See, and that's I
yeah.
mean that's literally how it starts. You know, you just you gotta see like going with Arthur said of like having a niche. You gotta find the niche for you, the one that fits for you. Like maybe funny content is it, like wrestling content. Like for me, it's traveling and just being a fool on stream. That's kind of my
Yeah.
my little niche. But yeah, no, you just gotta go for it. And like you said, authenticity, niche, and consistency is like key. Honestly.
Yeah, consistency is the. I think consistency does come. I think it goes. Everything is like first, second, third priority, but do think consistency should or could come third because if you don't have a plan or idea or the passion or what you want to do, then the consistency is not gonna work again. Because if you're
Yeah.
gonna make TikTok dances, because
Yeah.
someone else did it and you just post it every day, I don't think you're gonna blow up. And also, I doubt
Well,
this
you
is
might
your
not blow
passion.
up, but you can get a good paycheck.
I mean, yeah, but then again, it feels like that because we hear these stories, but then there's another 100,000 people doing the same dance and posting, and
Yeah.
for algorithm to realistically to favor you is the same thing I said, the Disney thing, the little Delulu. I mean, again, if you make something niche about it, or it's your thing, then yeah, push it. But I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, this is one of the things I was talking about not too long ago with one of my friends out here. Is that like the money's infinite? Everyone thinks that money is finite, right? Like that, like there's not enough money to go around the world, but there's so much money to go around the world. Like there's gonna be 1,000 people that fail versus like the 100 that are successful. But there's
Yeah.
there's always that middle range where you just make money, you make enough to make a living, and there's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to be super successful for that part. That's one of the things that I
But
always teach.
yeah.
Because yeah, I wouldn't think a year ago that I would be working a full time job right now, but here we are.
I mean, yeah, not to take away from you, obviously, but everyone should, if you want to succeed, you have to try
You
regardless. But
gotta
I'm saying
try.
from my experience, example, like I play a niche game, right? And I compete and I won championships, whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, like predecessor, right? And when I stream it, I get viewers, and it's okay. But when I stream something else and I did Riftbound, I stream it every day, for example, and you cannot make money if you don't
Yeah, because everyone's
get
doing
the
it.
threshold. Like you need to somehow, like there's money for everyone, but for you to get to the money, like I said, I feel like
You
you
gotta
need
figure
those
it out.
three things when it comes to the niche, passion, the other stuff, and then again consistency on top of
Yeah,
it.
because I mean that's how You're right, because I mean it's just like back when Fortnite was a huge thing. Everyone's like, "Oh, I'm gonna be a pro Fortnite player," and it's like, okay,
Yeah.
there's 1,000 people playing Fortnite. Good luck, like. And some people made it, but a lot of people just fell off and they're just playing it for fun now, and that's kind of like you
Yeah.
figure out as you go what's gonna work for you and
You know,
what's not.
You do, but the older I get, the more I am time punishing. Like you say, like let's say you try to go pro Fortnite, you can't just try to go pro. You probably have to play 1 to 2 years, every day. You have to watch VODs, you have to
Cons-
see how pro players play. And
Yeah.
if you fail, at the end of the day, sorry, not sorry, you wasted, not wasted, but
I see what you're trying
two
to get to.
years 2 years out of the window in some ways.
Well, I'd hope that
That's
you
what
learned something from that 2 years. I'd hope they would.
I mean. I would say there's always pros and cons. Obviously, that person playing 2 years Fortnite, I'm assuming that person would probably make friends, get contacts, networking,
Learn
maybe grow
something,
for
meet
social
somebody.
media, something, make content. Yeah, but again,
Hopefully.
it just again, yeah, again, whatever you do, you have to think about it. You have to understand the market might be oversaturated. Maybe you
Oh
don't
yeah.
have what it takes. Not to discourage anyone, but
I
maybe
was
you
like,
don't have what it takes. I'm
Yeah.
just saying I don't want, because I know for a fact, like even back then when I played Heroes of the Storm, right? I played from alpha. I had same people playing the game for 4 years, and they keep trying to become pro. And I see them online every day, and they're
still
not
going.
becoming pros. And then they're still going. They did go. The game died, right? But back then they
True.
still kept going, and I'm like, damn, like damn, like I can't, like I wouldn't be doing this 8, 10 hours a day if I didn't get paid monthly, if I didn't get paid by sponsors and tournaments, right? It's the
Yeah.
same here. Whenever I do something, I make sure that at least, let's say, I feel like I'm productive. At least when I'm playing anything, I'll turn on my stream because it doesn't hurt anyone. But at least I feel
Exactly.
like I'm productive. Um,
You're
but
doing some work.
but but yeah, regardless, yeah, but still spending a lot of time into thinking you're gonna become this and that without actually putting plan,
Yeah,
like
you
even
do need
writing
a
the,
plan.
yeah,
That
it's
is
just not
true.
gonna work. I'm just saying, you have to be, whenever you do something like this, like content creation specifically, which I cannot get into, I feel like you have to go all in. If you don't go
Yeah,
all in, it's like
I
I feel
mean
like if
I
you're
feel like I think that goes for a lot of different
everything.
things, like a lot, like
Yeah, yeah.
especially as far as entertainment, because that's kind of how I group everything, like wrestling, esports, content creation, streaming,
yeah.
all that. It's all entertainment, and like you said, entertainment it's trends, it's cycles and different things you have to pay attention to, algorithms, all that kind of stuff. But like as long as you have a passion for it and you do, like you said, definitely have a plan. If you're gonna go into a blind like, oh, I'm just gonna keep posting randomly until I get famous, it's like that's not gonna really pan out. Because you see some people that make a good living after like 5 years of doing it. I know people that have been doing stuff since like 2000 and just now
That,
making a paycheck.
that that's the reality.
And
There's
it's like,
so
yeah,
many
sometimes you
people.
got to be ready to put 20 years in, put a decade in, maybe.
Put your whole heart into it.
That's the reality. Even the same Kai Cenat or the same
Oh yeah,
Speed, right? Like
they
they
all put their
never,
hours
like
in.
they've been doing this for years and years and years. Everyone thinks that, not everyone. A lot of people do
A lot of
think that
people
they're
think
like,
it's an
oh,
overnight.
w- yeah, no, man. They've been doing
No,
this for
no. I still
years
remember
and years.
watching like
Grind
both of
is
them when they
real.
first started, and it was
Yeah,
cringy to watch.
yeah,
But
yeah,
now look at them.
the
yeah. I
grind
mean,
is the grind is always worth it in the end when you have your whole heart into it and you keep on putting that mindset of no matter what happens, whether I succeed or not, I'm not gonna stop because this is what I love to do.
Mhm. Mhm.
it like, what is the word for it? Like the words intersect in a sense of like, you cannot I don't think you can succeed in something if you go into saying I have to succeed and that the reason why I'm doing this is to succeed. There's a
Yeah.
higher chance than the person that will succeed just because he has that passion, he has that,
Yeah,
has that motivation, whatever, yeah, the passion for it.
You have
Like
to
in a
enjoy
long
the
term,
journey.
yeah, yeah, in long term, that person will probably find the success uh, a more genuine, realistic, and probably just yeah,
I
because
agree.
a lot of people, yeah, because again, you can do one or two things, but it's just sometimes not enough. I'm just mentioning because, like, yeah, the success will find, success will find you. It's like when
Yes.
men, when men are successful with money, they don't have to look for women. Women find them.
We'll look for them. That is a true
You
statement.
know, yeah, it'd be like that. 2025. I know what am I talking about? This has been for
I was like, this
centuries.
has been around for ages.
Always been about the money, the gold, the silver,
Yeah, as long as
whatever
you, yeah,
comes
no,
and
and
goes.
I'm with you on that. Yeah, if you go into anything you do in life, as long as you're going at it from like I'm just here for the ride, not necessarily
Yeah.
the end.
The heart, yeah, for
Yeah,
the heart.
then your chances of being successful is a lot greater than someone that's like, oh, I'm gonna be in this for the money and the money alone. It's like, you're probably gonna fail then, because once you start not getting money, it's gonna start hurting you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
start
don't
getting
have the
frustrated.
motivation. Yeah, motivation is gone. The drive or whatever. Like you don't want to really do it, right? Most
hmm
likely, if you're in it for money.
I agree. I agree. So, Carnage, I do have a couple more questions for you. One of the
Yes, sir.
things, like we were just talking about, having the heart to do these things and like having the passion opposed to looking at the end outcome. Uh, we know we all have hard times. One of the questions I like to ask is, what is one of those things that like gets you out of that dark position of like I don't want to do it? What motivates you to keep going and pursue your passions?
Um, so for the longest time, cause I've been streaming. I've been a streamer since 2013, my freshman year of high school. I was streaming. I started at YouTube. Like I
Okay.
started streaming on YouTube all the way up until I believe it was 2021, if I'm correct. If not 2022. Um, uh, and that transition was like a little bit different for me because I had gotten so used to streaming on YouTube for years. I always felt it so easy to stream, easier to stream on YouTube than it was to stream on Twitch, because
Mm-hmm.
streaming on YouTube you kind of just like it's not easy to get like a little more following, but it's like, how can I put this? It's easy because I had the word for it, but I I've always just had a love for streaming. I used to watch a whole bunch of different streamers, and then I was like, oh, you know what? Since I love gaming, I'm gonna give it a try. And I love streaming. But at some point, I'm not gonna lie to you, I did fall off. I did fall off the streaming because I lost the motivation to turn on this, like, click go
Hit
live.
that go live button.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's still one of those things for me right now. Like, I still have a little bit of struggle, but here and there I'll be like, oh, you know what, let me stream, because I'll be gaming with friends, and I'm like, oh yeah, yeah. So like, I'll stream for like a good hour or two. But it's taken a lot for me to, like, over the years, to once I lost a little motivation, I couldn't, you know bring myself to come back into it for a while, and then I'm starting to slowly come back. And I think once I get the motivation for it, I think, oh, you know what, because I, unfortunately, Twitch actually took down my channel.
Huh?
I do not know how or why.
Huh?
I've tried to log into my Twitch a couple times. It just com-
Because I do recall you
completely
streaming.
just, yeah. So I can't stream at all. So I'm like, oh, you know what? Let me go back to my roots and stream on YouTube. So
Okay.
that once I get my motivation back, I think I'm gonna definitely start you know running the streams again.
Nice. All right. So what would you? So because you said like you. So what made you want to come back to streaming? You said you fell off for a little bit. What made you decide that you wanted to do it again?
um, one of my good friends, my best friend who I've known for years, she was like, well, you we have all this fun time on the game, and I know that that you had like the greatest time. You had the fun time streaming and all that. Why don't you go back? I was like, I don't know. I trying to find the right motivation for it. It's difficult, you know. And she was like, try it, you know. Try to slowly work your way back into it. See how you're feeling, and then So my best friend has been a really big help for me to come back to streaming.
Okay, all right,
That's what's up. Shout out to your best friend.
all right.
Yep.
Nah, yeah, I mean, yeah, she, right? She said, to take it, take it like slowly. I think even like setting a small schedule, like whenever, you get to play those friends, just maybe ignore the fact that you are streaming. Obviously, do answer your chat, but like even if you do 2, 3 hours a day, if you just click go live and just forget about it and just
Just have
be
fun.
in the yeah, just have
Yeah.
fun being the game. This is why I'm saying like I turn on my stream, I get 1 or 2 viewers. I don't feel good streaming. Like I'm talking to nobody. I'm just there by myself.
But
It does not feel.
he downplays himself because aren't you checkmarked?
What does it have to do with the viewers though? That was from Heroes of the
I
Storm
was like,
times,
this guy is
remember?
a huge. When I looked at his page, I was like, wait, hold on, you famous.
No, no, that was Heroes of the Storm times when I played for Liquid and Virtus Pro. I had 300-400 viewers, and that's when the Team Liquid actually got me the partnership, which I would have gotten anyway, because I
Because
did
you're
get
still, yeah, you were
the
good at the game.
requirements. But
Yeah.
yeah, but 7 years have passed. No one plays that game. No one follows it. There's no esports. Booms. I'm
Yeah.
back to zero viewers. Unless again, I competed in Pred. I got top 10 on leaderboard. I won 2 NA championships. I got MVP title. I turned that game on. I can go up to like 30, 40. Maybe someone raids me. I go up to 100, 200 at the
Mm-hmm.
best. So it is like again like the niche things and again but going back to what I was trying to say is like even that's what I do. I feel like I play a game and I just go live and I kind of forget that I'm streaming, but I still have I'm not it's not like I forget about it, but I just focus on the chat if I have to, which I probably
Yes.
don't have to because I won't have the
Yeah.
viewers. But I just make sure I am live because why not? You already are your computer. Nothing is gonna change.
Yep.
Anything that is gonna change, someone's gonna come to your chat, say hi, be nice to you, maybe subscribe, maybe donate, and you're gonna be you can take that little win day by day, right? But again, only you said it's hard. I understand mentally it's hard, but honestly, it's not that hard when it comes to just clicking button where it says go live.
Yeah, just
Because
don't look
then
at the numbers.
everything else, you and your screen, you are playing game with your friend, you're integrated in the game. Forget about what's going, with the viewer count or this and that. It doesn't matter. I'm
You
just
know,
saying, just yeah, it's just gotta.
that's
It's like
good
saying, it's
advice.
like saying, yeah, it's like same thing. Like nothing is gonna happen if we don't do it, and this is the same thing where it comes to streaming. Like you're struggling maybe mentally and it's understandable, it's respectable,
We all have
but
those
again,
days.
yeah, if you don't click that go live button, nothing is gonna change. But if you keep clicking that go live button, eventually it's gonna
You
you're
never know.
gonna
Yeah.
yeah, you're gonna be like it's gonna become a norm for you. Oh, I'm playing with my friends, time to go live. And who cares if
Yeah.
I have 2 or 5 viewers, you know it is what it is, but at least again for me personally, at least I feel productive, and that
Yes.
would, I assume, it might even eventually help you mentally because you are feeling like you're doing something.
Yep.
I cannot be home when I have wife, when I have a kid, and I play something and I'm not doing anything. I feel like what am I doing? Like I need to be
Like
outside
I should
making
be doing
money.
something.
Yeah, yeah, so that's why I
I
go
get that
live.
feeling.
That is my reason to go live because I want to make sure I feel like I'm doing at least something, even if
Yeah,
it's
because as long as you
streaming
stay
for two.
productive, as long as you stay productive, you keep
Yeah.
doing something, like, you're still going to be moving
It,
forward.
it will add up again, and then but then again, that's the consistency, right? That's the third. That's why I said it goes behind the planning, the niche, the passion. You know, if
Mm-hmm.
that is what you can get, you get that first, and then you add the consistency. Because you know, like again, I can stream at that game, I can stream it for 1 year, and I'll have only two, three viewers. Just because I'm not picking the right, it's not the right plan, it's not the right passion, unfortunately, to play a game that has no following or viewership, right? You have to
Yeah,
pick a
Yeah.
those are the harder choices.
yeah.
So yeah, no, I agree because yeah, like I mean when I started streaming, that's kind of one of the things that I didn't understand was like I was like, oh, like let me play a game that I like just a game that I like and that no one likes. Like I forgot what I was when I was playing like a card game, like
Yeah.
a Gwent. Oh, that Witcher card game. I was playing that for like years, and because I love the game, I didn't really think anything of it. And then like my friends were like, "Oh, like we'll play Fortnite with me." Just using an example, I don't play Fortnite. um, and like I'd hop on and I'm like, oh well, like okay, I'm seeing people coming in more, and I'm like, oh that's cool because people like watching it. And then like I started building, doing just like that type of game. And then when I was like, oh, I want to play something different, and you'll just watch the numbers go back down because like you're hopping into different communities, and you just gotta find which community is right for you, essentially.
Yeah.
It is, but you still have to remember that because this contradicts of what we discussed before in a sense like, oh, we want to do something, but we don't want to pursue money or the success in the first place. But unfortunately, in reality, again, to get to the threshold where you make the money, you unfortunately have to make sacrifices. Where in
A
this
little
case,
bit.
Commando explained where he was streaming his own game that he loves, but no one's watching it. He switched to
Yeah.
Fortnite and he had to adapt. But it doesn't. I'm assuming it doesn't change the fact that you actually did enjoy the time spent with your friends
Yeah,
playing
because yeah, I was
Fortnite,
still
or
playing with
that you enjoyed
friends.
Fortnite.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was some to it. There was genuine. You know, it's not like playing Fortnite and you actually hate that game and you're like fake smiling and fake having
Yeah.
fun, right?
Don't do something
That's
just
different.
because.
That's yeah, that's different. So again, small sacrifices, small changes, they happen and they must happen if they need to happen. But yeah, again, the first thing is not to chase the money. But of course,
Yes.
if you are gaining some viewers, if you're finding some success, and you're like, okay, I like this game, I like what I'm doing, then
Then you can
maybe
build
keep
on that.
trying. Yeah, exactly.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
No, all right. Well, we're rounding out the hour now. I want to just say real quick, thank you guys for coming in and chatting with me. Appreciate you guys so
Yes,
much.
sir.
Carnage, if you want to, now is a good time. Tell us your socials. Where can we find you? All that good stuff
Um.
about you.
So, on TikTok you can find me at CarnageMat21. YouTube. Uh, actually, actually, I have to go to. I think it's Absolute Carnage Underdash Gaming, if I'm correct. Yeah, Absolute Carnage Underdash Gaming.
There you go. Okay, awesome. And yeah, no, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope to hear more about your journey in the wrestling
Yes, sir.
space, as well as your streaming careers. I can't wait to see you grow and become this amazing person.
Yes, sir.
BKB, is there anything else you want to end with? Anything you want to tell the world? Anything
Yes,
you're
of
working
course.
on?
Thanks for having me once again. I really enjoy spending time with you, Commando, and our fellow guests. It was nice meeting you, Carnage. I do wish you best
That's me.
and good luck with streaming and also specifically wrestling, because that sounds like a movie, like a cinema. I do hope it goes through and you can do something with it. Because obviously, I just again, my opinion, my perspective is that like if you make something out of that, then you don't have to worry about the other stuff. Because it again,
Yeah.
it intersects. If you're successful with wrestling, you get fan base, da 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 da. Then you accordingly get social media numbers, live stream numbers. It would be easier for you to build up. That's my only like not a tip or whatever, but if you can focus on wrestling, then everything else is just gonna fall into
I think that's
pieces, and
great
you'll be
advice.
a Gucci. Yeah, I'm just saying. And yeah, And for just a quick shout out again to my boy Yakindar. Shout out to Furia, man. Winners of yeah, man, that's
Which is
crazy, man. My
crazy.
boy, bro.
I wanted to
Yeah,
say
with the
something earlier about
tournament.
that. That you said you stood up until like 7 in the morning to watch them.
Bro, yeah, I know him, bro. We've been partying together. We did these things and that thing and these things, you
That's
know, like, bro, that's
amazing.
my boy, bro. And yeah, like, it just, again, it's a backstory, but he played for Team Liquid, which is funny because I did, and we're both Latvian, but he
Oh,
got kicked out, and he didn't play for almost half a year. He gets back into a team. 1 month later, they won 3 champions. It's
wow.
insane. My boy already made a
That's
milli, bro. In less than
crazy.
a half a year, he made a milli, man. It's crazy, bro.
It's a beautiful life,
And
man.
yeah, yeah. Shout out to them, bro.
Hey,
But
I
yeah,
hope we
just
can all be that successful in our future endeavors.
Yeah.
let's put the work then, and let's do the best we can.
Of course, that's all we can do. But put our best foot forward and keep moving forward. You know what I mean? But hey, thank you guys
Exactly.
again for chatting with us and hanging out.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys on YouTube. Till next time, I'm Commando. It's my boy BKB. We got Carnage in the building. Please check him out. Check his socials. Give him a follow, and be on the lookout. LA Gaming League is doing some awesome stuff, and I can't wait to roll all the stuff out with you guys.
Yes, sir.
Peace, guys.
Have